Hi again, students. We're here for the third part of our video about English plus 1 Blue Book 5th graders 6th unit, and we're on page 66 and 67. Here we go on with the simple past tense, but together with action verbs and positive statements. We need verb to forms to talk about the things we did or the actions that happened in the past. Verb to forms are always the same for all personal pronouns like I, you, we, they, he, she, it. For example, I'm drinking coffee right at the moment. I usually drink tea, but yesterday I drank milk. So we need to use the verb to form of the verb to drink. Look at the examples here. For all subjects, for all personal pronouns like I, you, he, she, they, it, we, played guitar last night, we must add ed at the end of the verb play because it is a regular verb, and I, you, we, he, they, she, it, blah blah, cried a lot yesterday, and here again cry is a regular verb too, and we must add ied at the end of the verb. Some action verbs such as play, wait, then, study are called regular verbs because they have ded or ied added at the end, like this. I don't play guitar this year, but I played it last year. Mary doesn't usually dance a lot, but she danced crazily last night. Normally my sisters don't study hard, however they studied really hard last month. Here I have a basic chart for you showing you the verb 1 and verb 2 forms of the regular verbs like copy, copied, plan, planned, travel, traveled, or listen, listened, or pull, pulled. By the way, you must memorize them. Bad news. And here in our 10th slide, we have some, again, basic irregular verb forms. For example, you know that is are to be becomes was and were. And similarly, began is the irregular verb to form of begin, or fell is the irregular verb to form of the verb fall, or met is the irregular verb to form of meet, or told is the irregular verb to form of tell. And what are some important time markers, tense markers that we use for simple past? Yesterday, it means not today, the day before today, yesterday. The day before yesterday, all time expressions including last year, last night, last month, last week, last summer, last June, whatever. All statements, time statements, expressions including ago, 3 years ago, 5 days ago, 10 weeks ago, blah blah blah. So when you saw them, you must understand that this is simple past and you should use simple past. Here I want to go back to our book, and on page 66 we have a short reading passage here. Now I'm trying to introduce you the verb to forms of some regular verbs here. Start becomes started, travel becomes traveled, watch becomes watched, decide becomes decided, compete becomes competed. They're all regular, you see, but become becomes became. So become is an irregular verb, which means that you can't add an d or ed or ied at the end of the verb root, but you must transform, you must change its all form and shape. Now let's look at practice 1. We have some verbs here, and let's find their verb to forms in the passage. What are they? Yes, you say that learn becomes learned and start becomes started and go becomes went and when becomes won and travel becomes traveled and become becomes became, watch becomes watched, do becomes did, compete becomes competed because it's a regular verb, and decide becomes decided just because it is a regular verb again. Okay. Now let's look at practice 4. Complete the questions with the correct form of the verbs in the box. What are they? What sports do you want to learn? Where do you want to travel? Do you want to become a star? Why or why not? Do you prefer winning or competing in competitions, in races? Why? And can you do any dangerous sports? Okay, I'm on the language focus part, which is about the grammar, and here we have rules. Look at the rules chart, please. Number 1, regular verbs blank past simple forms ending ed, of course, have got past simple forms with ed because they're regular, like play, played, watch, watched. But as for number 2, irregular verbs haven't got past simple forms ending ed, like come, came, bring, brought, cut, cut, tell, told, think, thought, or teach, taught. Because they are irregular, their all forms, their all shapes can be changed. And number 3, rule number 3, verbs in the past simple have got the same form for all personal pronouns, all subjects, which is a good thing for us. Okay, now please look at practice 3. We have 2 short texts here, and I want you to fill in the blanks with the verb 2 forms of the verbs depending on if they are regular or irregular. I'm giving you some time. And let's move on. Fru Mingxia went to a sports boarding school in China. At the school she spent a lot of time studying and diving. She practiced with D, diving for 5 hours every day. She sometimes practiced 9 hours a day. Martin Odegaard from Norway became a professional footballer at 15 and scored great goals for his club. He first played international football before he was 16. A lot of famous clubs were interested in him and he trained with some of them. Finally, in 2015, Real Madrid gave him a contract. So as you can see here, we have some regular and irregular verbs here in practice 3. Now, as for the practice 5, I want you to tell me if the verbs included within the brackets are regular or not. Number 1, play becomes played, regular. What about watch? Regular. What about did? Irregular, becoming did. What about come? Irregular, becoming came. And run? Yes, ran is its verb 2 form, so run is irregular. Swim is also irregular too, becomes swam. See is the verb 1 form, but its verb 2 form in simple past tense is so it's another irregular verb. And our last verb go, its verb 2 form is went, so you can say that it's an irregular verb too. Now we have a conversation here. I want you to listen to the conversation, then fill in the gaps.
Unit 6. Speaking. Exercises 1 and 2.
Hey Lois, how are things? Oh, hi, Alfie. Good, thanks. How was your weekend?
It was great, thanks. I went to a football match on Saturday.
Really? Was it good?
Yes, it was brilliant. There were a lot of goals. United won 3-2 in the end.
That's good news. Who were you with?
My brother. Why don't you come next time?
Sure. Why not? Text me when you're going, okay?
Okay then. Bye, Lois.
Bye.
Okay, so let's fill in the blanks here. Hey Luz, how are things? Oh, hi Alfie, good thanks. How was your weekend? Because this is a singular noun. It was great, thanks. Singular again, and state. I went to a football match on Saturday. So you see, guys, the first and the second statements here are about the states, not actions. But the third space is about an action. So for past actions, we need to use verb to forms. Really? Was it good? Another past state, not a past action. Yes, it was brilliant. There were a lot of goals. Is a past statement. It's not an action. But here it says United won 2-3 in the end. So won is an action statement in the past. That's good news. Who were you with? So this is a statement in the past too. Now I want you to look at practice 2 and fill in the key phrases based on the dialogue above. Was your weekend? How was your weekend? For example, my weekend was great. How was your weekend? Oh, my weekend was terrible. Second question. That's good or that's bad news. Depends on your perspective. Who were you with? Why don't you come next time? A proposal, a suggestion. You know we have studied this before. Sure, why not? A kind of acceptance. And text to me when you're going. Now we're moving to the writing part on page 69. You know all the new vocabulary included here. I'm just going to read to you the text. Then I want you to study practice 1 and 2 together with me and of course number 3. And I recommend you to prepare a very similar writing essay passage like this one included here. Okay. Usain Bolt's full name is Usain Stanley Bolt, and he's an athlete from Jamaica. He was born on the 21st of August 1986 in a small town in Jamaica called Charlotte Content, and he now lives in Kingston. Bolt first competed in sprint races when he was at school, and at the age of 16 he was the youngest ever world junior champion for 200 meters. He continued to win competitions and then turned professional in 2004. Bolt first broke a world record in a 100-meter race in May 2008, and after that he broke more records in 100 and 200-meter races. He also won gold medals at the Olympics in Beijing and London and became world champion for both the 100-meter and 200 meters. He is one of the most successful competitors in the history of athletics. Okay, in practice 1. Where was he born? He was born in Jamaica. And when was his first world record? His first world record was in May 2008. And now let's look at practice 2. Key phrases. His full name is what? Usain Bolt, Stanley Bolt. At the age of 16, he was the youngest junior champion for 200 meters. Number 3, he is one of the most successful competitors in the history of Olympics. Number 4, He first competed in sprint races. Number 5, he was born on the 21st of August 1986. Number 6, he continued to win competitions and turned a professional in 2004. And number 7, he first competed in spring races. Okay, now please look at practice 3. Yes, you can read the text again if you wish. And now I want you to match the topics with these headings. What about the first paragraph? Is it about his life or his career or his problems? So, the first paragraph is about C, his basic information. The second paragraph is about his early career in option E. And the third paragraph is about his greatest moments, which is included in option B. So you can also see the correct answers here. And now I want you first to memorize the list of the regular and irregular verbs and tense markers, and then I want you to write a similar writing topic here. And guys, in our last part of the video, we will study our books review part, but before moving into this, I want you to take a look at the worksheet practices here, which are all about simple past, and you can also see their answers here. And this exercise is about, again, simple past verb forms together with exercise 1 and 2, and their answers are included here. And at the end of our slide, I want to introduce the irregular verb sung to you, but I think we don't have the YouTube connection here, but you can open up your YouTube link and type irregular verb song, and you will see a very dynamic song here. Thank you very much.